So I just got to a point on my mileage. Suggestibility tells me that, well, inflation was already there. They targeted you. They created smear campaigns. They worked in the backgrounds of your life. They literally hijacked all of your information so that they could push you around. They could get you drugged up, poisoned up, and then they want to be able to escape accountability, withdraw any sort of love, light, legacy, loyalty, anything at all that could establish for that equitable relationship. You know, the one that they sold to you, the one that they said, this is going to help you. The only thing that these demons do is utilize anything that you love, anything at all that you're trying to do, as a stage of play and reference to utilize, so that they can basically tack you out of yourself. You don't know exactly what's going on. You just know that you're being pushed, and then you're living this reality where at times you're unable to actually get to the brass taxes of why certain things are happening, why you're going through what you're going through, and things of that nature. So they get you into this situation. I call it blight, because it's just an extenuating circumstance that is a continuation of pain that is covert. You don't see it coming. You don't know where it's coming from. And these people want to work in the backdrops of your life, hijacking away everything, like I said, to maneuver you, push you, and basically go to work on you in order to perform this crime. And it's the type of crime that leaves you speechless, as far as not only in the circumstance of it being covert, but when it becomes blatant and overt, you don't really see it coming because of the way that you love. You're just kind of an idiot, or a made idiot, a poisoned up person that's just unable to reason through the heart's process there in order to see people for who they are, what they're actually doing with your life, and with the likeness of what you're bringing to the table with them. They just don't have it within them at all. They never did. So they've been playing up your time. They've been playing up your resources. They've been fully staging and setting up your love life in a fashion to strip you of self, to hopefully leave you so down and out that you just take care of the issue that rather is felt, known about. And it's just like the butterfly effect that, doing good by people and standing good by people can translate into really magnificent things in the world. Well, it's the same in Discord, where it's separated. It's a schism from the origination of, those who pray together stick together. And if we're Christians and we aren't coming together in our prayer, but we're deflecting, we're minimizing, we're withdrawing at certain points, we're perpetrating certain initial things to happen over a person's life type of thing, but then escape all accountability when those plans don't seem to work out so well. Jesus holds the keys to the grave. Praise the Lord. Because these people wanted those keys to the grave. They wanted it. They insinuated it. They created it to where it was a foolproof plan coming from multiple people on many fronts and many avenues throughout your life that you just weren't made aware of until the recent. And just because you were made aware of it now doesn't mean that you didn't have thought process the whole time about these things. You feel things, you feel the way your spirit feels, you feel the way these people are able to make you feel, and they continue to do so. It has nothing to do with your love, your relationship, fervoritude, stewardship, fellowship, brotherhood, or family at all. Because true family will fight for you. True family won't ever quit on you. And when you're having a hard time, they'll be more than willing to be there to help you figure out what it is that you are facing. And instead of, in my case, and I'm sure many others, the people that were supposedly there to protect you from these crimes and these fault lines were actually instigating the crimes and putting you to those fault lines. You see? So, of course they're going to want to drain up your spirit, drown you out of self, because without realizing these things prior to now, it's costed you relationships, it's costed you just a horrible sum of money in what you otherwise would have been doing with your life, instead of having to face these crimes as they were. You could actually take your values that you were creating into something more beautiful and into yourself the way you would have first anticipated, instead of having to now be subjugated through the butterfly effect of this constant rigmarole of them sabotaging your life, getting to push you under, and then pointing the fingers as, the blame shift to where you're the one in the wrong. See, look what he is like. And then blaming you for the reaction that you take based on the abuse that they created. And so, when you're in this position, you really have to look at all of those thoughts, all of those patterns, all of the abuses, and you really have to start drawing up that chalk line of the old self and introducing yourself to a newer self. Because without you mentally preparing yourself for who you yourself had meant to be, these people will drown you up, or these demons will drown you up out of your spirit and out of self so bad that oftentimes people will being sacrificed, I feel, no matter how they end up dying, because of the things that maybe for the longest time they didn't know about, and that coming to realize those things. It's magnificent. It is just monstrous what these people get away with doing in the backdrops of your life, while shaking on that smiling face in front of all family, all everybody else, in order to make it seem as though they never had anything to do with anything at all that he's saying, because they need to minimize the reactions that you are experiencing based on them playing in this way and maneuvering in that way. So it's just like you're the source of food for the prey. You're the prey, and they're preying upon you. You're the source of energy. You're the source of food, and everything that they need in order to make sure that these things go as planned, because of all of the other things that they have been doing. They don't simply want you to grow, to even search for the truth and have to play up that smile and fake anymore. They can't handle it. They thought on multiple fronts that you would have already been dead, and that because you lived through it, they can't live it themselves. And so that's part of their need for you to be deceased, and their need for you to be belly up and put under, because they can't handle what you would otherwise be able to do if they hadn't been working in this way, knowing far well that they completely messed with destiny in that fashion. And that's the definition of this targeted individual stuff, is it messes you up and liquidates your organic self into whatever the fuck that these people want to do in the backdrops of your life, and seemingly get away with it for so long, because you don't really see these things when you're a child. You definitely don't want them, and furthermore, you don't know what to do with them, and then there's really nowhere and no outlet and no support out here as far as that's concerned. From where I'm concerned, that's why I wanted to start a real business, because there's a lot of pain in the world that we need relinquishing from, and even within the backdrops of how these people work, within it of themselves. So I write on that. I write a lot on that. And it doesn't seem to equate or matter to any level of like how much ingenuity that you might take into something that's to like truly help someone see how they're hurting, how badly they're hurting, how much that they hurt people, how much they themselves are hurt by how they go around and hurt people, and just how messed up and annihilated hearts become because of that predicament. It's the process of pain that this life takes within this demonic way that literally goes into places of people's lives that know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly who they are. They know exactly what they mean to you. So they know exactly how to move to hurt you in the worst ways. And in some cases, such as these that I bring about in my own life, and I'm trying to work through all of the time. It's so daunting to me how they can't even have a simple conversation. Many outlets in many areas in my life, trying to figure out these things and seeking for solutions. Well, they only sought them out as more opportunity to destroy and further penetrate my life in ways that my heart hurts, and I can't stand talking about it sometimes, and just thinking about it, and just being in the predicament of it, and not having any help out here in the world about it. Like, these are crimes, and even, I believe, crimes of the highest type. I didn't ask for it. I didn't want it. But these people had every reason in their own thought process to give it, and to make damn sure that these things were going to hurt the very worst that they could imagine hurting anybody. And so people obviously want to play as if, they want a smear campaign against me and make it out to be that I'm somebody I ain't, when in reality I am. Like, I'm wholeheartedly a different person than having to face all of the shit that I've had to face and be led into the situations that I'm led into. I'm wholeheartedly way better than they ever utilized, thought possible, and they just never thought that I'd ever escape from the clutches that they created. So much so that now anything that I were to try and do, no matter what it were, they have to minimize it, they have to deflect from it, and they have to outright sabotage me from just being able to speak my piece. 12 years ago, I would have been starting to do this shit. Putting all of the math where it maths. These people knew exactly what they did to push me down under in the worst ways imaginable, so that they could continue just to outright ruin my life, rob me of that life, and in the process of them doing this, everybody's hearts, without a shadow of a doubt, are all involved in it now and are a mess, regardless of how these demons in their own flesh or wherever they want to hold have to hold, because that's where they're trying to hold on to hardest, because they need to. They absolutely feel the need to, because that's what the stronghold is. And sometimes it's our own spirit trying to hold on to certain things that we don't, and we wouldn't otherwise want to be a part of. But we do, and we try and do our best to relinquish ourselves of these things that we do, right? And I'm just bringing up the littlest thing here, cigarette. that's it's a hold that's very strong. Addiction. So we pray about these things in hopes that one day we can, like, for me, for a smoker, like, would not want to be one. It's to experience that uplift inside of our bodies to feel good again. Not the way that we've been so pushed. Because, to tell you the truth, I don't think I would be a smoker. I don't think I would be a smoker at all. But, you know, the nature of demons is to trick us and get us hooked into things. And when you give the devil an inch, he'll take a mile or more. And it's just something to be aware about while moving forward. I just wish that I wish that I would have known, at least, that these people could have been moving in the ways they were, so that I could have just done anything different. Even if I didn't make it, even if I wasn't to the age I'm at now, would I have been happier? Would I have been able to maneuver my own life more freely and more organically than I have been able to? I don't know. I have no idea. But the fact of the matter is that I feel I would have. I feel that I should have been able to be given that opportunity. And these people stripped me from that. They targeted me in the worst of ways. And they know who they are. And now I do too. So, whatever. Everything that you know out here is a fucking lie. That's all I have to say about that. Pissed off. People should be more pissed off than they are for people like me having to go through this shit in the first place. Where are people? There's so many people in the world. Where are the hearts? It's your prayers. Where are the people? Where's actual... I don't know. Where's actual humanity? To do something worthwhile together. Given this kind of situation. Or I guess that's why early obituaries happen, and these people that perpetrate these things need to push for just atrocity, ruin, death, destruction. They're all fucking liars. Paid to Piper as the biggest liars of a freaking crime you could ever think of being committed against you. It seriously levels deep. Levels deep. And on many fronts, on every single level of that crime. Otherwise, I'd probably have a Maserati and, like, plaques on my wall and some freaking mansion somewhere. These people don't. It's whatever. I just know my truth, and I know that my truth can't be, like, silenced by these people any longer, because it is what it is. They needed me down and out so bad, and just messed over in the worst ways. So, anyway, thanks for being here and enjoying my content. Hope you all stay blessed, stay safe, protect your all thoughts, and learn the power of each word. Because I don't know if we're speaking correctly out here.
fact, I know we're not.